Hello, everybody, and it is the final day here for the PUBG Europe Contenders. As always, you've got myself, James Banks, joined by the name is Toby, and the name of the game today is going to be who will be going to Berlin, who will be falling short, because everything is on the line. And normally when we get to this stage, it's pretty clear-cut on the way we're going to go with it. But my God, realistically, from 14th all the way to like 8th, maybe 7th in there as well. We'll get the standings up pretty soon.
Yeah.
There is opportunity for this to be a big shake-up still today. Besiktas proved that yesterday.
They have got a... well, you saw the highlights just before we started here. Besiktas was all over the place yesterday. They were getting everything done as they wanted to, as they've been working on. And, well, I mean, they used to be that Miramar team, right? As I was saying, whether they could maybe surpass Zoekt Een Naam and take first place, go all the way to the top today. Interesting fact, and we talked about it just before the stream now as well, Besiktas, that game they won in Game 2 yesterday, considering that they're in second place overall right now. That was their first win in the finals.
And that goes to show, right? If you're fragging out, if you're getting the kills, and you're getting some okay placement points alongside it, you can be in a good spot regardless if you're picking up the wins or not.
Exactly.
But Toby, there's one thing we've seen, right, is Besiktas, you saw Simsy's tweet yesterday.
Yeah.
They were talking to themselves as a team, and he said, well, it's not working, things aren't going right, so they just took away the tactical element and just said, go kill. Well, go kill was exactly what Simsy and Tomil alone were doing. Then the team was there to back them up, and it managed to secure them solid games, but a very commanding play style that came out, right? This was no fear Simsy. 2 clutch moments. One, he nearly won, got him second place. They still had 11 kills of it. And then on the game they won, he got a 3v1, which was basically a 4v1 because he even had to take down Quizzy again.
Exactly. Very, very, very impressive feat with that. And it's just, I mean, that's just raw skill.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing you can do to teach a person that. It just comes with hours and hours and hours on end of playing.
Look how close this is. Se7en and Besiktas are comfortably up at the top. Tornado and Gamerlegion tied at the moment. Quickmath and Desperado, look how well Quickmath has managed to hold strong on this. They were still getting kills in there yesterday. Didn't have a bad day at all. No tag team right on the edge, though. PGA team close on their heels. And then realistically, Winside up to Moonwolf. These guys can all battle each other consistently for it. It's a lot harder for Winside, admittedly, but anyone else can still turn this around.
Yeah, sure can. If you look at the right side here, I mean... okay, so right now the cutoff is 210.
Yep.
And we look at 4AK. They had themselves a 24-point game on Miramar 2 days ago. That could be technically repeated here. That'd be lining up again in Avangar. I mean, I'm still missing that consistency in Avangar. Now it's only 3 games to play, so throw consistency out of the window. You just need 3 good games now. I mean, that doesn't matter what you've done before. Now it's just 3 good games, maybe even 1 or 2 good games, and you'll be in.
I really liked what they were showing us in terms of Avangar came a bit more aggressive. Yes, it didn't work out too well for them. Let's just go back through this quickly. So they had a 3rd place at the game 1, but it was 0 kills alongside it. Yeah. Then they went out in 14th with hardly any kills. Then they got a 2nd place with 9 kills. And on that final game was a bit more Avangar style of what we're used to. Because what were they doing? They were going absolutely crazy, just trying to kill anything that went their way. Weren't really caring about the placement points because I think they realized we're too far behind at the moment. This isn't good. And we talk about placement points. This is the point system. This is the last day you will see this point system until the next phase comes in. Maybe the point system changes. Probably not. But it is just within the top 8 that you'll get the points. And this is why kills are so important. 1 point or 1 kill. Bang, bang, boom, baby.
And that's a new one. And I mean, just overall, I mean, we go through the whole phase and points come in here and there for all these teams. And now it comes down to literally just... we could have a scenario again where 12th and 13th place, which is essentially what we're looking at here, could be 1 point apart. Things are so close. Riddle are kind of starting to wake up. Avangar, you said, had himself 1 good showing yesterday, but now we're back on Miramar. What can they do here? It's going to be hard. I mean, we're looking at 7 potentially going out of it. Man, could you imagine both Se7en and Avangar not even making it top 12?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it is literally... wild of me to think that I could be saying at the end of the day, Avangar are not qualifying, they are not going through. That's just something beyond belief, beyond what I can comprehend.
Very, very interesting. But of course, what we'll see here is the plane, and to start off the final day is, well, I mean, it's probably one of the more fair planes you could probably ask for here. La Copraria, not taken by 4AK, so would assume to see them go down towards Montenuevo. They are in the plane, as we can see Ronnie Cray sitting there, first in charge, ready to jump out. whenever he gets his chance to. Winside, they're going to go east. Avangar, they're up there as well, going up in the northeastern side. Nothing new in that regard. And everyone else, I'm not seeing any changes right now, James.
No, they're sticking to their guns kind of thing on it, which isn't a bad thing to say. People will know how this normally plays out.
And that's smart, right? I mean, we're 46 games into it. You'd argue that most, if not all, teams have found themselves a place to lay low when it comes to the looting. But then again, I mean, we do see those. Oh well, you know what? We're out of it. We've got to throw in some crazy curveballs and try and change up things in that final day. That's where all the madness can come in. But seems like teams are sticking to the ordinary, at least in the first game.
I wonder what it would take for a team who's like right on the edge to just say, all right, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm going full crazy mode into it, and they just start rushing around everywhere. Like there is a potential where this can happen. And hey, look, the Quickmath compound. The Quickmath is still in the center.
Oh no, that's not even. Wieland drives over there immediately. Guys, this is mine. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait.
Oh, Wieland's still in as well. Good spot. So okay, Bjorn's not coming back into this for the final game, but let's be honest, Gamerlegion, you're pretty comfortable on the points. There's no way you're going out.
There's the low prize pool aspect of it, but right now I think their main concern is just, you know what, we'll play these games. That's the thing, right? Because you don't really take that into account. But Wieland, of course, not hired to be a player on the team. He's the coach. But it's always good to have had competitive games with your potential fifth player, because should we go into Berlin and crazy things happen, something goes wrong, no jinxing, I hope nothing happens, of course, but it's just now you've had those games. Yeah. It's just now like where that game that they play on the LAN event would be their first time they're forced to play with a substitute player. We've seen in PEL as well, so many games of play, people do get sick. Things do happen, and they need that extra player to come in there. So the fact that Wieland gets a couple of games in with the team now, honestly, as you said, with nothing to lose, could be a pretty good thing.
Such is life when it comes down to it. Now, one thing with Wieland that we'll talk about is you obviously spoke to him yesterday, right? And he was saying this is very hard to play without the in-game leader, because the coach has got one job at hand, but the coach and the in-game leaders generally work very closely together. So poor Wieland, not only does he have to try and play against all these players, he's then also got to try and in-game lead this team in a degree, and certainly no easy feat. So full respect to him for getting involved and being the fourth man for this squad.
Yeah, I think in general, I mean, if you are missing a player on your team for whatever the reason may be, when it's the in-game leader, it just hits you a whole other way. Because as you said, I mean, the coach and the in-game leader, of course, they communicate a lot and probably making the planning together to a certain extent. But from being able to plan things together to then be able to execute it real time when you're in the heat of the moment, crazy things going down, and you have to all of a sudden be the one to call those shots. It's not exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine being the one that's always on the sidelines, right? Then having to jump in and also play to a level which is very high, and you've been playing in this kind of very stacked lobby. It's your first games in it, and then you've also got to try an in-game lead. Nah, not today, thanks. I'll stick to that. But hey, they didn't have a great day yesterday. We can't expect too much, all things considered. But any points they do get is just an extra notch on their belt.
It's like when you have a football game and the goalkeeper gets swapped in right before penalty kick. It's like, okay, so I'm doing this now, I guess. Scary stuff. But nonetheless, enough about other sports. We are, of course, in this aspect of things. And we need a home. I do not want to ever call people out of it, because they could have 3 wins in a row and do a full quick math of 2 days ago's games and make it in there. But it's not going to be an easy feat. So not only do they need placements, they will need to go aggressive if they want to have any chance there.
Yeah, and they are too far away in my eyes at the moment. We've seen some good games come out from it. I can honestly say there are moments where you look at We Need a Home and you think, yes, this is it. They're coming back into it. But we've seen so many of that, and then it's never kind of come to fruition. We've never seen them actually be able to... Not even, it's like the consistency is just limited with this team, it seems.
That's the thing, of course. We also got to throw in there that we're playing on a new patch now. And again, I mean, people, they are saying from time to time that these patches, that's where the tendencies comes up. With circles, we saw the Quickmath compound being a real thing in the games 2 days ago. But now we're in a new patch, and who knows, where will the new Quickmath compound be located? That's I guess that's what these players are going to try and see if they can find out now.
For anyone that didn't see us the last couple of days, Quickmath, they have a magnet. They managed to pull the circles towards them. And they did it on Miramar to the same location almost 3 times.
Not almost. They did it 3 times.
They just died, though, at the end. So they got the 2 wins, and then it went against them in the end. They finally couldn't hold on.
Was an interesting match, though, for sure. Now, Riddle on your screens. Well, I mean, they're not in it just yet, but they are indeed close, and they're going to do everything they can to grab themselves a plane ticket to Berlin. It's just a matter of surpassing, well, either Avangar or one of those other teams that are close nearby them.
Supply drop on the road. Never one you want to see there. That's always the scary one. If it's like just off the side or in a little dip somewhere, yeah, fine, you're covered. But on the road, very open, pretty risky. Open to multiple teams to shoot at you. Maybe not the one you want.
Tubesic getting looted up now from No Tag. They had a really good feed in the beginning of the finals. And then, I mean, it's not that they've been playing bad. It's just they haven't really been able to, at least in my eyes, keep up the same.
Oh, Clibby. Getting it done.
This is scary too. I mean, Riddle gets a point, Onoctive loses a play, or Avangar gets Onoctive knocked. That could showboat things there, because that is the 12th and 13th team. Yeah, exactly.
That is the battle at the moment. Riddle, every point they get is hindering what Avangar are trying to achieve here. And Riddle, they stepped it up yesterday when needed. Clib already getting that first knock in. Now they're trying to deal with the rest of the Winside players here, and it's a pretty fair 2v2, but that nade will make this easier for Winside to push into. Hjort, he's holding back, he's further away, Zinzan's there as well. They now need to make a decision if they want to get close to this, and that's exactly what Zinzan's going to do, jump in the car and try and fight back, as Hanny doing a lot of damage to the boom there, but he can't find the knock.
They got caught off in the split, and neither Hjort or Hanny, or neither Hjort or Zinzan are really committing to getting over and helping. And well, I mean, would they have wanted to help? They should have went way earlier. Saw Sinchen jumping into the vehicle there, but he should have been driving there as soon as Clip got the knock to begin with, and they heard the other vehicles pull up. Simply too late on the rotation, and they lose 2 players because of it. But Moonwolf now up against Gamerlegion.
And Moonwolf have a new player joining us here. We've got Moonride as a substitute coming in. It's Substitute City this week.
Final day.
Oh, the nades! So many nades on point here. Vex is trying to hold on. He's looking to take down Resu, but can't manage to get it done. That's going to be a painful one for him, because that point would have mattered.
Vex by himself now. He's obviously not going to just be able to run out of this compound, but maybe he can sneak his way to a kill secured. Arco, he has lined the nade up. If it goes in, that should be the elimination. Not going to happen. Moon spots out one, and he's going to get himself a kill there too. Whoever this guy may be, Moonride. Not a name I can recall from, well, anything. So so either it's an extra account made or it's, I don't know, maybe a coach that didn't know they had.
Moonwolf's secret player, the Moonrider.
Maybe it's a trial player, you know.
Last day shows what you got.
Final day, yeah. Considering that Moonwolf is not necessarily 100% guaranteed, maybe a bad day to start trying out new players.
It's an interesting decision. Hopefully they've just had to use him, and this is where we've ended up with it. As Zen and Seven, they meet up with each other, but it's a long distance fight going on. Otherwise, will be taken down. Page is going to take some further damage from Krabic, but it's going to be him running away here, because he doesn't want to take this duel just yet. He's waiting for everyone else, and you see on his little map screen down there, T-Bone and Vazku, they've rolled on up, and Krabic's going to roll on out. He does not want to face the full force of Zen.
Dynam has the first place to maintaining. Page runs out of ammo. Does manage to swap on over, but Krabic out of the vehicle. Low HP gets away anyway.
Krabic by the skin of his teeth. And the circle pops up. We're closer to water treatment at the moment. San Martin still in. Quickmath already looking to get on their rotation. Straight in the vehicles on this one.
This is a tough area to play around too. Sure, you have San Martin in the southern side, but that's going to force teams to rotate all the way around. And there's tons of valley points in this game. I mean, everything where you see roads is pretty much downhill areas. And we see Avangar, we see other teams already now trying to secure those high ground positions. It's going to be very needed to have any sort of knowledge of what other teams are doing.
Lipsin just about escaping there. Lots of damage done towards him. I land those shots. The bike is very fast to deal with.
Fortunately able to get away from there. His teammates are nowhere near him right now, though. They still have that rotation to make that he barely even made through. Give it a little bit of a kickflip with the pickup truck there. No big deal.
He was like, I knew they'd catch it on camera, so I thought I'd just style.
Yeah, well, obviously. It's like, if you could do emotes in a car, that would be what it looked like.
Good old kickflip coming in. O'Connell looking to escape very quickly there from No Tag Team. He's not got his teammates near him, but these rotations are going to see multiple teams now meet up in a similar location.
And that's the thing. Teams don't want to commit too far north, because if they have to go back... Oh, did he just send the vehicle into the container?
Pretty sure that was a hole-in-one.
That's pretty interesting. Nonetheless, if you don't have a compound or anywhere to call your home in the center point here and the circle does center up, it's going to be near impossible for you to really get any move on.
Well, Simsy's doing it now as well.
People are committing to these rotations. Got to give it to them. No braking, just full speed forward.
You saw the shots start to be taken towards Simsy, and this is the Besiktas we know.
They're not
this
scared.
is what they get on with. They'll stay. They'll hang around. They know they're not going to get pushed.
Not scared at all. Azurin. Well, I mean, they have the pinpoint on we need a home's position, but seems like Tornado Energy have a saying in whether they get to shoot over the top or not, because every time they do try to, well, we have we need a home ready, and Tornado Energy there to help them out a bit as well.
Yeah, the shots will come in, and this is where it's a problem. Do you want to commit to this, or do you potentially leave yourself exposed too much? So Riddle now with only 2 players is not what they would have wanted for a starting game here on Miramar. But we've seen it before from multiple teams. 2 players can still do enough to even potentially grab you a win or a second place.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, as you said, I mean, time and time again, sometimes if you have, I mean, if you're forced out of your position into a open spot, sometimes it can even pay off to only have 2 players up and alive. I mean, it sounds weird when you say it, because you always want to have the high numbers in the fights, but if you're committed to just turtling anyway and not really aggressing on anything, then you might be better off just having that 1 or 2 players in the shack, because you can't fit 4 people in there.
4 in a shack is just a little bit too much. 1 grenade comes in, you get really messed up. Now, you guys can't see it, but if you are watching the map screen, Toby's just pointing out that Se7en, they're not anywhere close yet to getting inside the circle. They're coming up down from the south. They'll be working their way in, but they've got quite a way to go here.
Still got a solid amount of kilometers to make their way up towards the circle. And well, of course, they'll join us eventually. It's only phase 2, so not exactly the worst situation for them. And I think that's the Se7en that we've seen play before.
Ooh, Maxazor!
The distance.
That's what we want to see. That's the Maxazor we know and love as the circle centers up.
Yeah.
Avangar still inside of it. Quickmath as well. PG-18 in the same spot. Is PG-18, are they in Quickmath's old compound? Is that the one? Is that the Quickmath spot?
What? No, that's way further south. That's not Picado. Way further south. No, the thing here is that, as I said before, if you don't have a spot already in the circle and you're coming from the north, it's limited what you can get, because you will be forced to drive down in these valleys, and if you drive there, well, you can't really scout a whole lot because you got cliffs all over the place, right? Or hillsides, at least. So it's really, really limited what you can see. So you're pretty much committed to making these, well, we got shot at, doesn't matter, full speed forward, we've got to crash it into the compound kind of moves.
Well, we've seen a lot of that. we had our day of Erangel crashes was pretty unique. It was the first for me, for sure.
That was very interesting. When everything comes to shacks, the fights are indeed going there to Lipson and Polderek. They're trying to make the runaway in the vehicle, but Millman denied them that joy. Tried the best they could. What the Tornado Energy player says no.
We haven't told the viewers yet, Toby. Remember that awesome car we saw, the license plate, which literally was this vehicle?
Yeah.
And another car goes boom, and another we need a home player is dead. And Silenzo manages to pick up that one, but Tornado also taking multiple shots towards them. Zen's found Melman, though. This is where Tornado do have to be careful, because you can stand and shoot for a while, but you got to keep your wits about you. Who is close?
That is a tough start of things. Rita down south now all by herself. It's not going to be easy. Just south, you can see her coming up over the ridge line there. That compound isn't available. There isn't really one nearby at all that she can play from. So Sneaky Snake will have to make her way forward and hopefully stay alive here. Because I think if they go out with 0 points this game, that's when you can start rolling them out, right? 2 games to go. You'd have to get, like, what, 30 points per game in order to make it up at some point. And that's when you can call the plug and say that's simply not possible.
Too much. Far too much.
Yeah. The thing we got to keep in mind as well now, of course, for the guys that don't make it in here, it's horrible and sad. But they did make it to the finals. I mean, that alone, they are guaranteed to be playing in the contenders for phase 3, right? So it's not that it's all over and done, and they're never going to play PUBG again. It's just that they won't be in PEL this phase.
As we keep saying, it's a surprising thing to talk about because it was never expected considering how well they did in the group stages. But we continue to talk about it. It is one of those things where this has been an incredibly competitive and solidly stacked up contenders phase 2.
And teams, they have been, they've been impressing in situations where we weren't maybe expecting it. And then on the other side of things, of course, if one team comes up and does good, that normally means that a couple of other teams will go down and not do that. And that's unfortunately been the case for We Need a Home.
Now, not a lot of space, as you were mentioning, Toby. Se7en, they've worked all their way up north. They went for a huge rotation here. They're going to come in towards water treatment, as the circle will still stay by Quickmath. They've not had to move once again, Toby. It doesn't matter where they seem to go. They've managed to hold on.
I told you we'll find the new Quickmath compound. Maybe, well, if it hardships this time, because next one is that one that goes crazy, right?
Buster.
So if it goes south like that, that's going to be tricky. Buster, well, he's going to die. Fortunately for him, Quizzy didn't get the kill, so that's just going to be him eliminated. Jupes, or Lux was it? Finished off the last remaining player, so Se7en are going to get eliminated. Moonwolf there rotating on forward as well, taking a compound here, and that's going to be Riddle losing the only spot that was really available in the area.
Do you know, it's such a kick in the teeth for Se7en. You just rotated for a solid 5 minutes. Constant driving from down south, worked your way all the way out up north. Try and find yourself a spot, and instantly as you come out, you get taken out in 15th place.
That is feels bad, man, and not the kind of start you want to have to hit, because right now, I mean, they're in for now, but nothing is guaranteed. Riddle still in the mix. Sure, they only have 2 players up at Winside. They're sitting pretty well in the circle as well, actually as center as you possibly could. So, yeah, nothing's guaranteed at all.
I like what we saw there from Riddle, right? It took a few shots at the Moonwolf players, even if it's just 2 of them alive, because they're saying, stay away, this is our spot. Don't try and come close to it.
Make them think you got 4 guys up there, so that they will not even want to consider pushing the compound. That is exactly what you have to do, especially in these types of endings that are extremely compound heavy. You can see right now, Moonwolf, they're looking up the direction, and arguably that is the better compound. Sure, it's a little further on the edge. It's just, okay, so we haven't seen anyone in that building for a minute. Like, the more they keep looking, the fewer people they see, the more they start realizing, you know what, there might only be 1 or 2 guys up there.
Yeah, you have to be playing the game, right? It's a crazy one at that. As Northern Lights, they're going to go for the crash in. Staggered crash in at that. Okay, bro.
What?
Somehow still manages to get the job done. Quizzy's there as well. But PG-18, they were pretty ready for this. And they're instantly eliminating multiple members here of Northern Lights. Quizzy will go down, and that's going to be game over. Northern Lights out in 14th. A good attempt, but that's not going to work out because PG-18 were ready.
When you have a car flying in your face like that, and you just stand still and take it, that is gutsy. I mean, I would be jump scared like a madman. I wouldn't even know what to do if a car came in with like 200 kilometers an hour straight to my face.
I respect it because I guess in his mind he just thought, I'm going to die. So let's not move.
Someone.
Let's just empty as many bullets.
Yeah.
And actually, then it avoided him, and he was like, okay, yeah, let's go. Oh, God. That was probably the scary moment when he realized, I didn't die.
Absolutely.
Oh, God, I best keep shooting.
It's just crazy. I mean, the fact that we get one of those in phase 4, it's pretty interesting. It goes to show probably the remainder of the game too, because all positions that will be playable, of course, depending on where the next circle goes. If we go west, I mean, everything's pretty much taken already, so it will be fights for things. There are some areas around water treatment you can play shoot it hard shift east, but anything west being taken already is going to make things extremely hard for teams that would potentially have to rotate over there.
Remember, PG-18 are currently down in 9th at the moment, so just outside the money. Them 4 points they just collected is going to be very helpful to them, and they've still got 4 alive inside this.
And that's the big part, right? Not only do they get the kills, but they get to stay alive. And I think, actually, as I said, I think they only got 3. Right? Yeah, these went down. These did go down, so they're only 3 alive. But still, the fact that they can hold off a push like that and only lose a single guy, that's pretty damn impressive. Circle. Oops, send us up. Winside pretty well in it. Quickmath still in as well. And Avangar on the northwestern side going to be clapping their hands too. The only thing is anything other than the 3 compounds in play, sure, you have down by water treatment, there's a little bit of a ridge line, but that can only really fit 1 team. Other than that, it's a plateau around Winside. I mean, this is not the area you want to have a late game in.
And for all the teams down in the south, Tornado, Desperado, We Need a Home, Riddle, Moonwolf, No Tank Team, PG-18, this was working their way in now is going to be oh so difficult out in the open. It's going to be who's going first and who's going to allow themselves to be opened up.
There's only really 1 or 2 spots you can play from down there in the south. So making that run up is going to be difficult, to say the least, but it's of course going to be a challenge that these guys are well prepared for.
Now, Avangar's spot will be nice for them for the meantime. They should be able to deal away with any of these teams getting closer by to them. Zen's going to be the first one trying to encroach on their position. Nade's going out already, but no casualties as of yet. And Zelenza doing some damage towards Melman. He sees exactly where they're going for, and that one little hut may try and house all of Tornado for now, but it's right on the edge of the circle here as well. And the moment you do walk out, well, you can have this happen.
I was gonna say, I'm not even sure if it's actually inside the circle, so arguably not the smartest spot to go for. But of course, it's somewhat of a position that they can sit in. 4 guys in 1 check, why not give it a try? In the meantime, on your corner screen, NoTag and Riddle have found each other in the compound. Desperados, they're in the area as well, so that could be a lot of engagements just moments away from happening. Arrows, he's gonna go down to the circle and give it by himself.
Example just landed a nice headshot, but will force them to stop looking directly at where Tornado are for now.
See multiple players around here. We got Zoekt Een Naam pushing up towards Avangar as well. So many engagements happening at the exact same time. Se7en, you heard Ibel come in the vehicle. Vasquez going to stay up and help the high ground position. But so many fights happening, and we are flying all over the place.
Avangar ripping apart Zen, but Desperado, they're having fights out in the open, but they do have a Rita close by. They might try and find her very soon because she could be a problem for them.
They're trying to hold off more teams. He gets a triple spray. What the hell was that?
A Noctiv, that was brilliant. He held on, he held strong, and he ripped Tornado down. They just rushed into him, and he had the perfect spray down.
Maxisol and the Noctiv cross-firing to full-on annihilate their CIS counterpart in Tornado Energy. Nothing they could do there, and very needed points for Avangar, who somehow lived through all of that.
Crazy to watch that go down. I need to see that again and again.
Wow. It's just, that was, I mean, crazy beyond belief.
Desperado still pinned down in this position, not into the circle, not even close just yet. They are going to struggle massively to push forward on this one. Moonwolf knows exactly where they are. Quickmath also off towards a similar direction and waiting for Desperado to push up. They are going to have a tough time because you can't take this circle damage. How are you going to push through this?
See, Moonwolf is going to try and hold the angle. Don't want to let them get anywhere closer. They themselves have a little bit of a run to make. Resource up close too. So the sooner they can deal with Desperado, well, the sooner they can try and make a play in the circle.
Pickings coming up here. It is working out. Shots being made also from Winside. The Boom trying to get the job done. Desperado will be going out in 7th place though.
Yeah, important points to be picked up by Winside. Seeing 7 go out early on, and other teams as well, that's going to be them. Well, I mean, at least for now, clapping their hands and hoping they can get some more points. They are in the, well, I guess you could say golden spot in the circle. They have the only compound that's left remaining. It's going to be a question whether they can actually keep it.
Avangar and Winside going to trade out 1, but will any of them be eliminated here? Avangar started to push their way in. It was Se7en who was the scout further forward. But there's a lot of cover fire coming in from the rest of the Avangar players, and a Noctiv is making his way down in the vehicle.
See, Washout, he is up close to the 2 players from Quickmath. The other 2 players in the vehicle coming over towards him now. Does have 3 nades as well, so if they start standing on top of each other, well, there's no saying what can happen.
Looking for him, spraying away, manages to land the headshot. That is brilliant. He's going to go straight in for the flush. Top now needs to do something. It has to be decisive. He does land the headshot. It will push Gifted Rue away. He's going to straight away get on the first aid kit, but this fight was still going on. But sadly, Moonwolf can't stand up to him any longer. 2RU will get the final kill.
Tough push out from the southern side of the circle, and there was not a whole lot they could do with the spot they were in. Quickmath simply overpowering them. And Quickmath, again, don't need the circles this time around. They're finding themselves in the top 5 spot.
Now, Avangar pushing on this to go against Winside. They committed so much to this. They've lost out on Maxisor and Se7en, and now they're kind of pinned down. They're in a good spot. They're very central. They've tried to take this away from them, but now they're stuck because they don't know where to go, where to turn. Winside have got full control here.
8 kills for Avangar. Those are only 2 players alive, but look at the split as well. Everyone's getting in on it, right? 2 kills for... Did he just throw an 8 back in his own face? Yep. That's pretty impressive. Bounces off the crate there and flies back towards him.
He practiced that one.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
He knew exactly how that would work. Now, 4AK, we haven't heard much from them. Remember, they're up in the north. Gifted Rue trying to spray through the smoke, expecting a player to be around the corner. They're both having a pop now at it, but no shots connecting just yet.
4AK, they will have to make a move here. Simsi is the only player that's really preventing them right now, at least, from making that push around the ridge line on the northeastern side. You see Northrist moving into his vehicle there. It's going to make a move on forward, and I don't think Simsi is really going to want to engage on it too much, but he does get spotted immediately.
Yeah, now Simsi is out in the open. He's got a small ridge to hide behind here. They will be looking for him the moment he moves around.
He's going to try to peek up once again as the second vehicle comes moving on in. Shots are fired. And being on his own, of course, can never ever count him out. He pulled off some majestic solo performances yesterday, and well, there's a chance he could do some of the things here.
And Ukta's just going to hide away in the shack now. He knows he's heavily outnumbered, and maybe some of the other teams will start to engage with Winside, who still have a great position to play off of here. 4AK could be a big threat to a lot of these teams because they've kind of unexpectedly slowly come into this one.
I really like the way 4AK are playing this one. Sure, they don't have that many kills, and that could in the end be the downfall for them score-wise, but the fact that they've played it as well as they have up until this point, rotation-wise, really goes to show that even though they might not make it to Berlin, they were doing their very best to do so.
Good awareness here from Gifted Rue. He's not going to stop being active. He's aware that they are the central focus of this. As Simsy, he'll eventually go down. 4AK are the ones to do it. But Besiktas still grabbing a 5th place. Very respectable.
Impressively done by Besiktas. Nothing short of that. And it's always interesting when you have a team that is so powerful when they're all together. Then somehow they fall apart a bit. And still, I mean, as we talk about how great Besiktas are as a full 4-man team, right? But as a solo, you can never not think that there's a chance. Yeah. There is a chance. Unfortunately for Sims, he does go down in 5th place there, so they'll have to wait until the next game. And now 4AK slowly and steadily making their way up towards the compound.
Now utility is going to start to be used. And as we said, we haven't seen much from 4AK, so they should be pretty stacked up, all things considered. Misse is going to get knocked by Ronnie Cray, which is, again, Ronnie being the aggressor in all of these battles. Oh, he's got to be careful. The pan took a hit for him, luckily, there.
Inside the circle right now, 2 of the players, and so Lenson just knocked him and his teammate.
Oh no, and there's more nades coming out. 4AK, they know what's going on. Ronnie Cray will get another one picked up here. They are not slowing down with these grenades. They don't want Quickmath to stand up. Yeah,
and they know exactly where they're knocked to, so it's one of those, can we please just secure those points, because we need them.
Yeah.
So throw those nades a bit further. 2-0 is just going to go down and run his teammates over. What's going to happen? And Solenzo does end up dying out. He was knocked earlier, I believe, so that's going to be his timer. Down and out, and Daboom, well, no nades in hand. He's still going to try and commit to the finish-offs.
Daboom, he is playing this well. Runs around the side. Yes, he's making a lot of noise, but he's gone from behind him. Peltzy, the moment he was brought up, he's going straight back down. Sadly, like you said earlier, Toby, there's no grenades for him to try and make this happen, but he'll eliminate 2OU, and that's still 2 more points picked up for him. And Daboom, right out in the open, still managing to do it.
And we're talking Winside. They need those points, and I think that's exactly what Daboom realized. We have a chance here at really racking up a lot of points. We're not inside of the top 12 yet, so every single point we can get in these final 3 games could be the difference maker.
So we've got 4 AK players left alive, 3 for Winside, and Nuktiv still in the hut. And Nuktiv is probably the closest at the moment for being out of a circle, depending on where the next one pops. The rest of 4AK don't want to push on Winside yet. They don't have the information.
So we have 15th, 13th, and 12th in it right now.
Goes to show anything can happen.
Yeah. Or 14th and 12th, I think it is, right? Because Riddle is in the mix there as well. Winside, though. This could be, I mean, if they can turn things around and actually make it in, that would be absolutely insane.
Well, 10 kills already. If they got the win, that would be 20 points total. The circle will now center up directly where Winside are, so they're the ones that will have to be pushed. And Nuktiv have already been spotted out here. The moment he started to make a move, any noise he made, it was like, oh, there he is.
Honestly, and this is where Nuktiv could actually consider just denying the points. Because one thing is, of course, he wants a better placement point, but with him having to be the first guy to move and everything, I don't know. I mean, he knows what team he's going to give the points to, and those other guys trying to take them away from him. He does allow it to happen, though, and that's going to be Avangar out in 3rd. So now 4AK and Winside, the last 2 teams remaining.
4AK trying to push on this massively gifted route out on his own. Ronnie Crane will get him knocked, and they're going to go straight in for the flush. This now puts it into a 4 versus 2. Ronnie's done all the kills so far for him, and they are now clearing out the compound.
Great points they get for the win if they do manage to find it here. Question is going to be whether it's going to be enough, only having 3 kills so far. Boom has the angle, gets the knock into 1, but Havaki is there with the trade.
Instantly putting him down. This just leaves Moon all alone. Havaki looking to get himself healed up. Nixties is on the ground at the moment. right around the side. He's aggressive. He wants these kills. He wants to see what he can get done here. Moon trying to stand strong. He will fall eventually, but a win goes the way of 4AK, our 15th place team at the moment, Toby. But all of those teams that were there in the end were battling for the bottom of the scoreboard, trying to creep their way into top 12.
We just said it coming into the game. 4AK. They pulled off a win on Miramar with 14 kills last week.
Yep.
Sure, this wasn't as aggressive as the other ones had been, but they can get these wins on Miramar, and you cannot count them out yet. I mean, it's crazy how close these games are going to be.
Yeah, we said it yesterday, right? With one of the teams, we were like, well, 4AK, Miramar, yep, goes pretty hand in hand for them. Can they step it up? First game here today, they do manage to do it. And they sat up in the north for the longest of time there. They were waiting for things to kind of go down. And they were like, oh, okay, well, it's not shifting in our way. We're going to have to work our way down south. And then they start to come into fights. But they hadn't killed anyone until phase 6.
No, I think they got the very first kill of the game on Simsi there in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So passive for the vast majority of the beginning, and that's what scares me a bit too, because should they now not get a win this next game, I think they're gonna need kills alongside the 10 points for the win. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing to get, but with how far down they are, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how it can all work out. There's still so much more to play for here. As we'll get a fair few highlights from this. I'm hoping we get to see a Nuctives one once again, because that was insanity on its own.
Yeah, they sure did put up a good crossfire. Him and Max is all there. There was no way in the universe that Tornado Energy were going to be allowed to get out of those vehicles. Things starting off tough once again for Gamerlegion, though. And yep, sure, we've said it before that Bjorn isn't here, but of course you cannot count everything in on that one player. So that's what I believe 4 games make that in a row now with rough rotations early on.
Sometimes that's just the way it is.
Yep.
But you got to make do with what you get thrown at you. You got to try your best with it. Se7en won't be happy with their performance in this one at all. Once again, they went out in 15th place. This was one of our first early crashes. That was Deez surviving the crash towards him, spraying him out. It was fantastic. He even managed to get the deeper knocked down in that one. So solid stuff from him.
Very impressive, for sure. Deez was taken out by Lux from a distance, though unfortunately Besiktas able to rack up a few points with it as well, and good placement points overall too. But this one, I mean, first comes Zoekt Een Naam in, and then all of a sudden, before they even get to reload, they just full on annihilate them.
I think there was 3 headshots before they'd all jumped out the car. Just great spray down. That was huge. That
was very, very impressive to see. We didn't get to see the actual fight with Zoekt Een Naam, but a cluster of it, and then to be able to reload and immediately transition into a new fight like that. Very hard to do, and they pulled it off very well.
And this is where it just became too much for old and Nuctive. He was sat in the shack for too long. They had an idea of where he was, and he just didn't want to move. And well, when he did, they had him numbered, and they knew exactly how to deal with him.
Interested again in how exactly Insolence ended up nading himself.
Yeah, that was.
I think it was one of those throw smoke. Unfortunately, it was a nade, and then boom. Because he didn't get knocked before he threw it, so it wasn't one of those that he dropped it when he got knocked.
And they had 4 alive before he dropped that nade as well. That's that's the crusher.
Exactly. Very unfortunate for them to have happened. But of course, I mean, even without a win, they still managed to get themselves good placement with it, and also kills too. You can see sitting down there, 4 kills and a 4th place. Nets them 8 points. But the winner of this one, Winside, 17 well-needed points. And all these 3 teams in the bottom, honestly, very, very needed points indeed. Moonwolf, even with a player missing on the lineup, able to rack up 8.
Good start from them. That's what they would have wanted with it.
For sure.
And again, with Quickmath, they're still just getting extra points here. Over and over again, regardless. They're getting the points in, which is what they need. But it's going to keep them in this good spot. They don't have to worry so much anymore.
And it is extremely close up there. I mean, you have 3rd and 4th place tied up coming into this game, right? So things are indeed being fought for the very last game. And of course, for those of you guys who shouldn't know, I haven't been paying attention, there's only 3 games in total today. So that was 1, and there's only 2 more left to play after this one before we'll know which 4 teams will go down out and which will make it through.
Now look at the difference between the 1st and 2nd place here. Winside was so active from their compound, keeping everyone at bay. Teams were rolling up on them, and they were just dispatching of them with no problem at all.
They were doing a hell of a lot of damage. Very well done by them to secure themselves as many points as it did manage to get. 4 knocks coming in from Gifted by himself, and 5 kills with it too. Well, the damage showed that he clearly deserved them. It wasn't just all gifted to him,
so to speak. Ronnie, though, the aggressor we talk about of him, he's always getting involved, pushing forward and looking to get these kills. Well, he was leading the charge for the 4 AK lineup in the end there. Out of the total of the 5 kills they got, he managed 3 of them. And this is where we sit on the scoreboards as of now. Riddle and Avangar, the gap is still pretty big. Gamerlegion, though, look, Tornado just getting a couple more points. Stops this split coming in. Besiktas, comfortable right now. So comfortable. No problems at all for them. And PG18, look how close they are to no tag team now.
So if you look at the right side of the leaderboard, right? Avangar just got themselves a good third place with 8 kills. Winside won a game with 11 kills. 4AK, second... No, I'm thinking bad. 4AK won the game, and then we have Winside second with 11 kills, right? Look at this. I mean, sure, we're saying there's still 13, make that 15 points up to Avangar, but if you're 7, who hasn't really pulled up anything over the last couple of games, Avangar is only 4 points out. And these teams that are sitting 13th through 15th, they are starting to get things done on Miramar.
Could easily jump up and overtake them at any point. Only time will tell. They'll have to wait and see how it goes down over the next couple of games. But I think, realistically, that was a spicy Miramar. Just because the teams we had in it are all the teams that need to rack up those points and try and make it happen. But we'll have to see how the second game goes for today. There's still 2 more to come your way, but we're going to a break as always. You will not want to miss this action because this is right to the wire. This is crunch time, and this is the day where we will decide who will be going to Berlin.